All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with episode 3 of building a content creation team. So, giving tips around how to build a team, build a community, build an organization, all of those things, while focusing on Ascension, which is the content creation team that I'm a part of. So, I want to start out by talking a little bit about. I watched my first 2 videos. I have to say that I'm a little disappointed because my personality is really not coming out of them. I feel like I was a little nervous, a bit dry, so I want to add a little bit more personality to this next video, and hopefully the videos moving forward. If you talk to anybody on the Ascension team, I am not that dry. I actually have a pretty good sense of humor, and I can be funny at times, so I'm going to try to bring a little bit of that out, even though these topics can be, a little dry at times, but I apologize for the lack of emotion in the first 2 episodes of this, so I'll try to do better moving forward, I promise. All right, let's get into it. So this one, this is actually episode 3. I don't know why I put 4 on my notes here, but episode 3. So in episode 2, we talked about setting up your support staff, right, with the boardroom, whatever you're calling that, but to do that, we talked a little bit about interviewing. So in this episode, I want to get into some interviewing tips. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because there's not that much to go through here, but I want to give a few tips both from the interviewer side and the interviewee side, the person who's getting interviewed. So I want to hit both of those topics. So we'll go over those. As soon as we get back, we'll roll out the intro right now. Okay, so once again, my credentials, streamed on Mixer. I did interviews on Mixer. I'm obviously a YouTuber. I'm a student of branding / marketing, and I'm also a student of leadership. When I use the word student, not necessarily that I'm in school, because I'm not in school. I've been out of school for quite a while now, but it's in the words of I'm a student because I'm trying to learn every day. I'm reading. I'm consuming myself with content and things like that are wrapped around both those subjects. So I just want to be clear there. All right. So let's get into the tips for the interviewer first. Number 1 for me, right out of the gate, is show up prepared. And this is kind of with everything that we're going to go through, but don't waste people's time. Show up prepared. And what I mean by that is if you have resumes for the candidates, make sure you review them, read through them. Pull things out of that you think are interesting, but just make sure that you review. If somebody takes the time to give you something and give you a document about themselves, make sure you take the time to read it and understand it. Also, especially in content creation, it doesn't have to be in content creation. It could be just in a regular job. Make sure that you review the candidate's social media. So realize also if you're being interviewed that a potential job prospect, or they're going to review your social media if you have one that's for whatever your pages are. So for content creation, especially for YouTubers or streamers or TikTok or any of that, people are going to be looking into what your social media looks like. So make sure most of the time it's aligning with what you want to portray and what your brand is. Also review your own expectations you outlined for the specific role that you're interviewing for. So not only know the resume, look in the background of the candidate's social media, but also know what you're expecting them to do so you can talk intelligently about the position, what the position they're applying for, and what you expect of them, because you're going to get into a lot of that as well. And then kind of create yourself an agenda. This kind of goes along with being prepared. So, high level questions, maybe some detailed questions, maybe some scenario questions, or the ability to lay like conflict management. If you're looking to hire an HR person or anything along those lines, make sure you lay some things out. Just high level topics in general, so you have a crutch to go off, so you can keep things moving along and you're not pausing, waiting, making things a little bit more uncomfortable or wasting anybody's time again. And then the other part of it is being open-minded to other areas that you may need candidates for, right? So if the person comes in, let's say for an HR position, but one of their strong suits maybe is in communication, maybe they're a little bit quiet and shy, and that could be a deterrent in conflict management or resolution or just talking with people in an HR role. But when you reviewed the resume and the more you talk to them, they seem very strong in, let's say, Tech areas, they're great with Discord, they're great with social media, they're great with a video, they're artistic, they're creative. Like maybe you can push them into an avenue of marketing or tech or whatever that looks like. So a lot of the times you'll have a candidate come in that maybe won't fit exactly what you're looking for, but if you keep an open mind and be cognizant of all of the spectrum that you're looking to fill for whatever your team needs, that open-mindedness could allow you to fill a different gap, not necessarily the one that you're in that moment for. So just realize that. Keep an open mind. Another big point, so they were all part of being prepared from your side. The second part of the interviewer would be diversity of attendees. So if you can help it, and if you have more than yourself on the team, don't show up by yourself. Bring other people on the board. Bring a friend, bring somebody you trust, even if they're not a part of the team and you only have yourself. Someone to bring different ideas, different questions, and just a different thought process to bring into the interview, to dive into the candidate that you're interviewing, and it would bring a different perspective. So those are the two main areas: being prepared and bringing the diversity aspect from the interviewer side. So from the interviewee side, I want to hit on here, show up prepared, same thing. And how do you be prepared for an interview? Have your resume handy, because if you handed it over to the interviewer or the team or whatever that is, they're going to be referencing it. So make sure you have it in front of you so you can talk about it intelligently. Research the team, the company, the organization, the community, whatever you're trying to get into, look into it, read about it. This goes back to the values episode we did in the first one. Look about what they're about, make sure their values align with what your personal values are, and it looks like that relationship would work. Come with questions of your own about the company, about the position, about your day-to-day, about any of that kind of stuff, because just as much as it has to be a fit for them, you want to make sure it's a fit for you, because that's really going to make the long-term success. And then be open and honest. You don't have to be fully forthcoming if there's things specifically you don't want to talk about. But if they ask a pointed question, make sure you give a clear, concise, honest answer. Don't hide things. Don't be manipulative. That stuff will come out in the wash in the end. So just be open and honest. Also, sell yourself. And it's weird for a lot of people, but remember, you're your own biggest cheerleader. So if you're not going to sell yourself, nobody else is going to come into that situation and sell you. So talk about things that may be a little uncomfortable, like I'm good at this, or I'm strong in this, or don't be arrogant, but there's a line there where you have to put yourself out there a bit, because you need to let them know what you're capable of. And then make sure you leave knowing the expectations. So that's kind of bringing your questions into it. Make sure you clearly understand what your day-to-day would look like. So those are the episode 3 interviewing tips I wanted to cover. I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter than a couple of the other episodes, because I think they were getting a little bit long, a little bit drawn out. Hopefully I added a little bit more personality to this one. If you have any questions about content, creating a team, Ascension Content Creation Team in general, if you're looking to join the team or join the board or any of the open positions, any of that, you can catch me on here in the comments. Find me on Twitter. You can also find my other 2 board members as well. I'll put their socials inside of the description. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. We'll be doing tons of these episodes as we're going through building the Ascension team out. So that's it for now, and we will catch you on the next episode. Thank you.